What's that mysterious ticking noise? Alright folks, today we're going to talk about my most unpopular opinion when it comes to recording music. Now normally I restrain myself from injecting my opinions too much in these videos, but honestly, it's f***ing hot in here today and I'm kind of angry, so f*** it, we're doing it live, okay? Here it goes. Click tracks f***ing suck. Now listen, if you want the quickest way to naturally kill the feel of any song, be my guest. Throw a click track on there. I ain't gonna stop you, okay? But the way I see it, why would you take one of the most crucial tools a musician has, the ability to slow down, speed up, or even have a drastic change in tempo, and just tear it all to shreds? That is just something I am not willing to do as a musician or as a songwriter. Now, I know what you're naturally going to say. Mario, there's techno. Mario, there's hip-hop that's sample-based. There's this, there's synth music. Okay, I'm not talking about that stuff that is dependent on a really steady beat. I'm talking about real music, baby. I'm talking about rock and roll, funk, blues, jazz, other stuff. You know, real instrumentation. That is what I'm talking about here. And my opinion holds true for both live band recording setups as well as overdub heavy sessions, and I'm going to go over both today. And perhaps I'm a little biased because at the heart of it, I am a drummer, and it is a drummer's job to keep the time of the song. And it maybe kind of feels like AI's taking her gerbs, okay? But in all seriousness, every single live situation I have been in when I was playing with a band that a click track has been introduced to the recording session, it immediately changes everything. Instead of all of the band members naturally locking in together, especially looking at the drummer for cues and feel and timing, we're all instead laser focused on being exactly right on the grid. And I've been in this situation a bunch where you're super tight as a unit without the click. All of a sudden the click gets turned on and it just kind of loses that natural sway and emotion. And, you know, naturally as songs progress between verses and choruses and bridges, there's going to be tempo fluctuations. That's okay. That's natural. Why would you take away that natural part of the songwriting process? Let it come naturally. If you're a drummer, you know how much control you have here, both from a long-term, you know, from one section to the other perspective, as well as even in a single bar. Even subtle changes in your playing, you know, if you're laying back on the beat or you're forward in the beat, can have a drastic change in the song. And what happens is, as soon as there's a click or a grid involved, all that just gets thrown out the window and everything's clerical on this stupid sterile grid, and it just ruins all the natural feeling. I hate it. And let me be okay, that's enough. And let me be extremely clear here. I am not excusing bad timing to any degree. Good timing is literally everything if you want a stellar end product for a recording or even just a live performance for that matter, okay? If you have a band that is not tight and is off timing, it's going to be immediately noticeable to anyone who's even heard a single song before. It's actually more preferable to be slightly out of tune than it is to be slightly out of time because it's just so jarring, especially when the drummer is just not in time and it's just not well seasoned. If you ask any of the jabronis I've ever recorded with, what is the first thing I say if we as a band are just not clicking that well for our recording session? I say, go home and practice with a metronome. Go home and practice with a metronome. I really cannot stress that enough. If you don't practice with a metronome every now and then, you are doing yourself a disservice because this is the solution to good timing. It is not recording to a grid. Okay, recording to a grid, I don't want to say it's a crutch, but it's going to limit your songwriting. It's going to be you're going to be more versatile as a musician if you're able to have steady timing, but you're still able to fluctuate your tempo from section to section naturally. It's going to be more preferable. I guarantee it. And I'm tired of repeating this to everyone I know. When you are in the recording studio, tap your goddamn foot along with the beat. You're going to be tighter, I promise. Tapping your foot is a necessity when you're doing recording sessions. Please, please, please tap your goddamn foot, okay? And look, if you are in a recording session for your band and you guys just aren't quite tight enough for a good performance, for the love of God, just put the recording equipment away and practice more. Practice, 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 especially if your drummer needs practice. Don't rely on recording to a grid where you're going to use fucking quantization or some bullshit. Don't offend me. You could do better. Challenge yourself as a musician. Don't rely on the freaking computer to do the work for you. I'm telling you, you could do it. If I could do it, you could do it, okay? Push yourself. No quantization. If you say it again, I'm going to And look, I'm anticipating your next move here. You're gonna say, Mario, you're talking about tempo changes. I can do all that. I can pre-program all my tempo changes so I get the best of both worlds. I'll have a tempo change and I'll know it's exactly in time. First of all, ew. Second of all, you're missing the point here. The whole point is to have the natural feel and sway of a song. If you ever noticed how when you're playing naturally, sometimes when you go into the chorus, you're naturally speeding up, right? Because that's a natural thing that's happening. Why are you going to put some artificial limitations there of what you want the tempo to be? Be in the moment. Every single recording I've ever done where I just blocked out the outside world and was just completely in the moment and just feeling the song, as cringy as that sounds, my performance always comes out stellar. More than any of the other takes where I'm overthinking it or I'm trying to be exactly on time. Let the song breathe. Let your emotions come out with your playing and your songwriting. As long as you have practice with the metronome, it's going to be in time, so to speak, and the listener is not going to notice any, tempo changes that might be occurring on a microscopic level there. So everything I've talked about up until this point is in reference to a live band recording, and when I'm with my friends and we're recording a song, I always stress that we must do a live band setup exactly for the reasons I'm talking about. You're going to get that natural connection of the band as a whole locking in together. It is always going to be a better performance than if you do overdubs. However, for my own personal music where I'm doing all the instrumentation and tracks, I rely heavily on overdubs, okay? And an overdub recording session is like a whole different animal, and I feel like it deserves its own conversation here. And I'm anticipating a few comments of the following. Mario, I do 1,000 overdubs. I email my tracks. It needs to be on a grid for my friend to put it in his DAW. It has to line up exactly. And then, listen, all that's motherfucking bullshit, okay? That's just not needed. You're full of shit, okay? Just look at any music recorded from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. None of that motherfucking shit had a click track in it. Alright, there are some notable exceptions. Maybe 5% of the music recorded had a click or a metronome of some sort, but 95% of it did not have a click, except for movie making. That always has a click. But regardless, I'm talking about music here. 95% of that didn't have a fucking click, and all that shit was great. You want to know why? Because they started with stellar tracks. They were seasoned musicians. They tapped their foot, okay? As long as you start with a good drum track and you do overdubs from there, that drum track is your click track or grid, whatever you want to call it, right? So that drummer has to be on time. You want to know why all those drummers were on time? Because they weren't spending all day on TikTok watching videos about how cars are evil or whatever the kids are complaining about today, okay? They were seasoned musicians. They didn't compromise. They put down great tracks and they did their overdubs from there without the use of any computer. If they could do it, you could too. No exceptions, okay? Alright. And to do a little self-promotion of my album, there are ample examples on this album of me using tempo fluctuations to my benefit in order to make the listener feel a certain way, or just even, subtle unconscious things that just add to the end product, right? The most, forefront example I can think of is the end of Doped Up Dogs, right? I am building up my tempo. The instrumentation's getting crazier and crazier. It's building up to that climax, and while I'm doing so, I spliced in random sections of dogs barking, right? And it's a complete, upset of the tempo of that section, right? And it gives off that jarring feeling. And that was done on purpose. I wanted it to be jarring for the listener. That was the theme of the song, right? I wanted it to be a little disorientating. And that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Why would you throw away your opportunity to do experimentations like that with your tempo? Now, that's like a really drastic example. There are much more, minor examples where my tempo is fluctuating slightly, even, on a subconscious level. it all ends up in the end product that makes the, the stellar end product that you want. And every track on this album was complete overdubs, without any grid, obviously, on my tape machine. It was just all started with a great drum track that had good timing, and, my drum track was the grid from there, okay? Am I making myself clear? Hopefully you understand. Self-promotion, vinyl coming soon, etc., etc. Am I making sense here? Does anyone agree with my opinion? Does anyone? Because long story short, fucking click tracks suck. Alright? Now, feel free to disagree. I'd love to hear your opinion. And listen, I'll be back very soon with more unpopular opinions because I have so many of them. I am so annoying. I don't shut the fuck up. So I'll be back soon. See you guys later. Let me know what you think or something. Alright, baby.
Get your ass out of here. It's too hot.